Hello, so now I'm gonna tell you about ghost stories. I'm gonna tell you two ghost stories, but those two ghost stories are the scariest ghost stories that I've experienced. So the first ghost story happened a long time ago, more than 2 decades ago, and then I was living in a two-story house. The bedroom is on the second story, on the second floor. I think there's two bedrooms. Yeah, there's two bedrooms on the second floor and then one bathroom. So one time, I would hear footsteps outside the bedroom or at the hallway. And then these footsteps, this is during late at night. It happened at when I first heard it one evening, late at night, when everybody expected to be already sleeping. And then what I would hear footsteps walking on the hallway. And then one time, because the footsteps not one time because that footsteps I could usually hear that footsteps almost every night. Sometimes I could hear it go back and forth, go left right, and then sometimes the footsteps would be heavy. So it got disturbing that I decided to look if that's who's that person. I want to know if it's a person. And then I get out of my bed and then open the window and try to peek out the not window, open the door. It's a door. And I open the door and try to look who's outside or who's on the hallway. But then there was no one. So I realized I didn't do that just once. I did that more than once until I realized that it's a ghost. Then I told it that I think there's a ghost here, and then I think they're all they all know that there is a ghost there who's I can't remember, but probably who's guarding the house, I think, but I can't remember if that's what they told me. So anyway, and then one time that ghost would, so because I'm already scared, so I would cover up myself with blankets, and then the ghost opened the door. First it would open the door, and then on the other nights it would also turn on the TV. Or sometimes when I leave my TV open because I don't want to hear the ghost, so I would leave it open. Sometimes the ghost would turn on the TV, and then there was also a time that I would leave the TV open, and then there was also a time that the ghost would change channels. And then I think the scariest part is when I felt that the ghost sat on my bed. I was already very scared that I don't know when exactly or what among those occurrences that I already decide to look who's or what if that is a person or if that is a ghost, because it was changing the channel. Sometimes it would leave the TV turned on if the TV is turned off, and then it would come inside the bedroom and turn on the TV, change the channel. Sometimes it would because I think it was the time that the ghost was changing the channel or the ghost sat on my bed, that I decided to look who's to remove the blanket and find out if it's a person or ghost. So I removed the blanket, and then I saw no one. So I think I was very extremely scared when the TV was left turned on, because of course a ghost can turn on the TV. That's very scary. And then I made I think I already I prayed. I think I prayed, but I don't remember until I mean how if that ghost stopped, or I just also got used to it, and then if because the window was also filled with the window the room was also filled with garlic, and then I would also pray. I would pray the rosary. So actually, what I want to tell you is that every time there's a ghost, but that ghost though is harmless, so it doesn't hurt, but it makes itself present. It always, it makes himself heard. It makes itself felt by sitting on the bed, by opening the door, turning the TV, changing the channels, but it was harmless. So I would pray for that ghost, and then the story is, I mean, if there is a ghost, what you should do is that you call on the higher level of authority, which are the saints, and you call the saints, and then Jesus, and then Lord God. I think I prayed for that ghost to. I was praying for it that I, I just remember that I do pray for that ghost. So yeah, so every time, just pray, and then also pray the rosary. Okay, I'll tell you the second ghost story tomorrow. I thank you.